Hey, you.
With all the free-to-play games out there nowadays, it's easy for developers to get lost in the crowd. And with title-holding giants like Warzone, Fortnite and Apex, a game needs to be something special to even get a ticket to the event, never mind a seat at the table. When you come across a lesser-known game like Hired Ops, you have to wonder if it's worth your time or if you should just play one of the larger-known games. Well, I'm here to try and help you figure that one out. Now, like most of us, Hired Ops went through a lot of changes in its early life. Lots of growth spurts, a few social adjustments, a new wardrobe, and eventually a good fucking seriously though, hackers fucked his game 6 ways from Sunday when it was first released, which has been one of the biggest concerns free-to-play communities have had to deal with over the past few years, and Hired Ops was no exception. But the developers have actually done a lot to prevent it. I played this game for around 42 hours across 2 different accounts this month and have yet to recall encountering a single hacker. I'm not saying they weren't there, because they're everywhere, but I didn't see one.
Saberclaw, anti-cheat.
More importantly, it didn't affect my game. And to put that into perspective, I played Warzone for 6 hours yesterday, and goddamn fucking aimbots. So, it does seem as though they've made huge leaps and implemented a strong hack prevention system that pretty much works. And another thing is, they've actually listened to a lot of fan feedback too. They've improved and updated everything in the game. Graphics, levels, guns, balancing, equipment, and so on. But there was still one uphill battle they had to face. Matchmaking. Yes. You see, they tried to add a system a while back that tried to match players to similar player levels. However, it quickly became apparent that once you reached around the level 50 mark, games just weren't there, or they were a lot harder to get into. The higher level players just weren't on the server. But now, again, they've came back with another update that helps this significantly, while still maintaining their original goal of level matching. It's a progression system that lets you actually progress and shows you just how much they're willing to commit to this game. And that doesn't mean matchmaking is completely fixed. It's not. There's still room for improvement. If you try to customize a game, it will take longer to load.
Waiting for the game to load. Waiting for the game to load. Waiting for the game to waiting for the game to waiting for the game to load.
And then there's the maps, which honestly I think are brilliantly designed for these types of games, with great use of manageable verticality as well as a more personal and focused design on some other maps. They genuinely are fun to play on. They're also much more diverse than most other levels you get on these types of games, which gets a huge thumbs up from me. And as a result of all this content, much of it new, the player base is increasing too with every new update as well. I haven't really struggled to get matches since the last update, but I'm on UK time, so maybe that helps too. And this is all without even mentioning the equipment, with the guns and modifications and more modifications, cool paints, additional uniforms, and even more modifications. You can eventually customize it to suit basically any playstyle. Also, on a side note, there are some guns that I just love to look at. I really love the design of these guns. And it only took a couple of hours of play, but I ended up finding a perfect loadout, a method to suit my particular unique style of play, which is usually go in fast and get shot in the face quick.
Oh, damn it.
There are microtransactions in the game, but does this mean that it's a pay to win? Not really. It's mostly cosmetic and pretty much unlock everything by playing the game itself. Furthermore, nothing gives you an unfair advantage, even purchased items. It's more preference than anything. Some cool outfits to make it stand out from the crowds. Really cool paints. I love the red paint. Just love this camo. And the tasks to leveling up are never boring or grueling, so you can unlock them pretty easy. Okay, I should add that this last comment, this is purely subjective. For me, I love the different tasks I had to do to unlock the next item or attachment for my favorite gun, because they made me put myself in positions that I would have otherwise never thought to put myself in. They made me go and do things or try to attempt things that I would just not do in general play, and it really increased the experience for me because it just taught me some new things and definitely improved my overall game. And don't get me wrong, I did set my own tasks, sort of like the game I played where I just tried to shoot people in the nuts.
Damn it. Right in the nuts.
But the challenges to unlock things were also really fun. Though, something I feel I should mention is, the menus and customization is useful, but a tutorial definitely would help improve it. For example, there are so many little cool things in this game that I didn't even figure out until like 10 or 15 hours into it, which were available to me from the start. And I certainly am not a newbie to online games. It just would have been nice to know sooner that these things were available, and also that they were actually in the game.
I also really hate how loud the footsteps are in this game. You just don't know where people are coming from. They're to the left, they're to the right, they're just everywhere. I hope I don't forget to mention that in the video. video.
I also feel like adding things such as controller support and even porting it over to other platforms, maybe consoles, will improve the player count even more, yet again boosting that overall experience. There's so much here to love, so much stuff that I can't even mention in this video or it'll be about 40 minutes long, which brings me to the end. Is Hired Ops worth your time in 2021? And honestly, I loved my time playing this game, and the more I played it, the more I learned that I could do, and it just grew from there. I can definitely see why so many people sing this game's praises. It is a game that I've always seen other people tell me to play, and then when the many months ago that I picked it up and actually give it a go, I was just impressed. And I'd prefer not to rate a game with some arbitrary scoring system which means absolutely nothing to anybody. Instead, I want to answer just one question which I've asked myself since I was a kid. Would I recommend this game to a friend? And the answer is yes. Absolutely. I genuinely already have. This game is a game the developers are clearly passionate about making as good as they possibly can. They have consistently updated it, listened to feedback, and been really player friendly. The details and unique little ideas will keep me playing for years to come. It's a gem of a game and I can't wait to see what they add in the future. Which, as I said, hopefully includes a tutorial and controller support so it can be made available for console players and really get that player count in. Overall, I loved my time with Hired Ops and this is a game I will definitely be keeping an eye on. Well, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and even if you don't like the video, please just dislike the video and tell me what I did wrong and maybe I can correct it next time. But thank you for watching and I hope this really helped.
The hell shot me? Oh, well, that's just rude. Ah, got him.